play that I don't know if David would want to counterpick him exactly the same.
I would imagine not, but I think at this point he probably has a good enough idea of like what works well against GEORDI. He still played against both of them a good amount.
Right. So against chess, he went Clock Tower first and Quadrangle second, and we see that obviously GEORDI loves Cathedral.
Right, and I imagine he wouldn't try to let it strike the clock tower again. He might. I don't know.
It's one of those where it's like really depends on like what stage you truly dislike.
And David is on sheep here, so he will be
have the advantage.
Striking first. I just think I noticed inconsistency in the stage preview, but whatever.
It does that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rip Prison doesn't look anything like it.
Yeah, right. Prison would be such a good stage if it was the actual stage from.
But that's enough about that.
Okay, no, I'm wrong. Never mind.
All right, they're really talking about it.
Yeah, they're trying to figure it out. They're trying to strike. GEORDI's like, how do I strike in this game? I've never played Catherine before.
See, that's
giving him the mix-up. Yeah.
Yeah, you pretend you don't know what you're doing, and then the game starts and you wipe them.
Right.
Yeah, this is where the mental game is won. The first block is pushed here.
I just hope one of them doesn't end up with a mental block.
Ooh.
Sorry, I'll leave now.
No, stay, please, come back.
Just for you, I will. All right, and it looks like they did decide on a stage. I looked away and did not see what stage it was.
I was watching. They're both #1 fan, Kara in the background. Torture, starting off.
And
with
so
Torture.
they're on Torture.
All right, I'm noticing a theme where the previous game ends, they're starting on.
And, you know, I think it's just kind of gutsy for GEORDI to take NorCal to Torture Chamber.
Yeah, I mean, pretty questionable decision.
Right.
David laid the trap. Did you see that?
Yeah, no, he puts it there, so he tries to go on it, pulls it off, and so he wants him to step on the spike block as he pulls it off or climbs up.
If you climb up and pull it out from under them,
they will fall on the spikes and they will not be able to get off.
Instant death. And you might have seen there that they actually ran through each other. If you are running at someone who is pulling a block, that can actually happen.
GEORDI playing really good defense.
Yeah.
He's pulling it over, like preemptively expecting him to pull it to climb there. So he's seeing.
Yeah, he is watching where David wants to go and pull right here,
like
pulling blocks in front of it.
So he's going to pull it there, same thing. And
doing it again.
So he's playing really strong defense from GEORDI right now.
And
the dark block is really good too.
It was so frustrating. David just wanted to leave.
Right, and I think at that point it was actually the best choice. But the thing is, he does have 2 ways up. So he's able to see, okay, he's over here. I'm going to go to this side. Not worry about it. It's a good pull from GEORDI though. Good job getting off that block, because that could have been really bad. And wow, falls there in exactly the situation that could have happened before. It does happen there. And the problem is he can't pull that block, so he needs to push something over. But wow, GEORDI just making the mistake.
GEORDI took NorCal to Torture. Why would you take NorCal to Torture?
You know, that's the mistake.
He's smiling though. Obviously he felt good about his play up to that point.
Yeah.
Just gotta. I think what it is he was playing such good defense. He was probably watching David. He didn't have his eyes on his own sheet.
He actually might have. That actually is entirely possible. And there's an interesting choice by David there you saw to push out his own side, so he ratcheted it down a stage, which gives him a bit more leverage in climbing. And I think that was important because it'll take a bit of the defense GEORDI was playing away.
Right.
And you can see now he kind of just has a way up. He can follow the path he made before, because GEORDI couldn't mess with that side. But at least he would have had to go drastically out of his way to do so.
GEORDI played some good pillow hits, but
getting some pillow hits, but it
David's not worried about this.
Right. There's an interesting climb over. Yeah. He kind of just like, it's 2 ways, I'll bait it.
David's philosophy is that it's a pillow hit, it's not gonna kill me.
Yeah. Wow,
that which does not kill me.
That was a misstep from David.
I think he thought he could get there just faster.
Makes sense. And wow, that was
he had another way up.
Yeah,
though,
he did, and I think it was fine for him to do that, and I think he saw that in advance.
Yeah.
But you know, you could see there, David gets the pillow hit and is like, all right, got the hit, I'm gone, and stepped away from the fight.
And now David in the lead, very close to the end. He's got a block for the end.
But GEORDI does have the X factor, but he's got the block. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, the block there makes that solve. I don't even have a good number for it.
He threw the block over it and walked right up. He didn't have to do anything to solve it.
Normally you need like a pull, 2 pushes. Like that takes time that an X factor can catch up to you. All right, David's smiling.
So yeah, I think David's actually smiling because I believe our recent NorCal friend, NorCalian Jeff the Hero, started cheering for GEORDI.
As Jeff would.
Yeah, classic Jeff.
I appreciate them.
Yeah.
So David is saying that he actually plays better with the heckling.
Right.
He wants him to
he just likes the
continue.
energy going. He wants that energy.
So ironically, by Jeff rooting against David, he is also rooting for David.
Right.
At the
He's
same
helping
time.
David while rooting against him.
All right. So, as we thought, GEORDI just really
Yeah,
is liking
he just likes Cathedral.
Right I think it allows him to employ his best aspects of climbing.
And David, wow, that was a good dark block. So the interesting thing there is he now has a bridge to that side. That cannot be messed with. So he's able to just get over and hang out on that block. He can't mess with it.
And
so
David and I were talking about this. He likes calling these like pivotal blocks. Like you cannot interact with them really.
And you could see he saw he could interact with that, went away. And now GEORDI doesn't really have a lot of problems, but he made it a bit harder for him to get over there.
Right. The real important like dark blocks is when you're on the same level.
Right.
And it's on a place you either want to pull or push or like climb up on, and they're just standing there. Like,
absolutely. And you're just like, well, I'm not going to do that. And David kind of baiting out the areas.
I think he wanted him to push that to just say like, hey, let's just like stop fighting.
Let's not do this, right? And he, kind of walks there, so be like, okay, like I'm going to get you to do this, and then not have to worry about the interactions. But he's got a little bit of problems, yeah. And David you can see he's kind of starting to pull. I think he just wants an X Factor. He gets the block though up.
Yeah, it's like want X Factor, but also need to keep close enough.
And doesn't use the block. I think he's
They're on the wrong side. They're on the wrong side.
Does he have the solve for this though? The block's gonna fall. And wow, that's dangerous point. This is a really scary situation because neither of them can really go for it. Can he make it? No. Gets the hit. That was a big hit, and David just climbs right up. He baited him. He had him think, oh, he's just gonna go here and pull the block. He's like, no. I knew you were going to come after me. Gets the hit there, knocks him down, climbs right up to the win.
And there was a moment there where GEORDI like made a decision. He was in the center, and he was just like, it's going to be on the right. Went to the right, and he just unfortunately guessed wrong. Because there was a point where up until you see the dark block, you see that flash, you don't know which side it's going to be on.
And Dacid here going for a really interesting opening that was kind of made recently where he pulls out all of the blocks.
Pulls out all the blocks, bridges over.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a bit
like
awkward.
It makes this side kind of unstable, but it still works. And he gets the X Factor, which is big, but he doesn't.
No, he's fine.
Okay, no, he does have the way over.
He's deciding not to, though?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what his plan is here, honestly.
I see what he's doing, but like it kind of wasted the X Factor.
Right, like, well, he caught up.
He caught up and
dangerous.
Gutsy play.
Honestly, I think one of the big things in this is David is just so much more used to like high-level tournament play, but he did get the catch at the bottom there. That was almost disastrous for DACIDBRO.
And like the big thing is GEORDI's getting a lot of hits, but none of the hits are like lasting.
Right, they're not. So that one could have, but you know, he was able to recatch. But yeah, GEORDI's not making. He's not making the hits matter.
Yes,
is what it really comes down to.
And now David very close
with
to
the win there. He can bridge this over. Yeah, he does. He gets right up to the top. DACIDBRO up 2-0 over GEORDI. He needs one more game to run it back and challenge Shaz in grand finals. Yeah,
this momentum is really like letting David hit his stride.
And I think that's actually going to be a big thing for him because he gets the momentum. He can be a pretty momentum-based player.
Absolutely.
I think he's kind of just a momentum-based guy. You know, if you've ever hung out with DACIDBRO, you know he'll start going and he'll keep going.
There's no time for breaks.
Yeah.
Underground.
Okay,
so,
wow.
I think it makes sense. Because Underground is very Cathedral-like in that climbing is very important once you're past a certain point.
Right. I think it's also interesting. I think GEORDI kind of knows it's not Dacid's favorite stage.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's definitely not.
Because a lot of the beginning here is you can do any opening you want, but no matter what you do, this beginning part is still always
it's super fragile. You can see him here. He just starts to climb a little bit and he pushes the whole stage out.
No, we're fighting. Like, you're better at climbing.
You can force the fight. And that's just a big thing about Underground. You see him going again. He's like, all right, well, I'm just going to push this whole stage out. That was really smart.
GEORDI with a nice idea to try and throw the block,
but it was
himself.
too little too late.
Too little too late.
But yeah, and it was an interesting choice because he would know he had to push a lot more out if he stayed on that level. But he was like, oh, I can just go down and push these two.
But yeah, David with the next literal level. Because normally what happens there is you push out the side and they like sidle onto the edge and fall safely.
Yeah.
He went down one more level and just decided to say, hey, like, we're done here.
And Dacid with the 3-0 over GEORDI.
That was so quick.
Dacid, I don't know. Okay, he's not actually getting up. He's calling out Shaz. He's looking.